Now here we are. This is the French Island gravel pit. This is where we get all of our rock for our roads. I don't have too much to do with it. Doug runs all of this and a couple of the local island boys. And yeah, well, hopefully we'll see what happens. Let's go.
So the pit is a basalt pit, which is volcanic rock. It has loose material, a soft rock, which is salamander, and it also has this vertical line, which is lime, that's cooled later through evolution and pushed its way to the surface. So that's why we have most of all the lines are vertical lines. So lime being a basis for cement, so when that is mixed with the loose material, basically you have stabilised rock. So that's what makes it really compactable, good material suitable for roads and other projects. Rock is basalt, so volcanic, very much like a bluestone, high density rock. So we use that, we crush the bigger rock anywhere from 200 to 400, anything bigger than that we break it with a hydraulic jackhammer. The other softer rock that's with it is lime and salamander, so we use all those together, mix a blend of those for the road base course, if you like. Biggest problem with French Island roads, they only have a limited amount of rock on them, so we're always sort of trying to get a base course. So the rock is good quality rock. It's as good as you get anywhere in Australia or anywhere else in the world for that matter. Our machinery crushing plant, secondary crushing plant, screen is primitive in the sense that it only gives us the material in a limited form. So that makes it a little bit difficult, but we're working with what we got on French Island. That's what a lot of French Island is all about, is working with what you got. So that can be challenging at sometimes, but that's the job. Enjoy it thoroughly. D5 Cat dozer, we find the most suitable machine for French Island. It's easy to float around. We have to get into some really awkward, difficult places through the summer months for Parks Victoria, so we're part of their fire team. So we need to be able to shift it anywhere on the island at a minute's notice. So we find the D5 Cat the most suitable machine for that fire prevention. Graders out on the road, so we got a SOS to fix up the road to the cemetery is called the Rest. So it's been in disrepair for quite some time. So we've got a grader out there, a roller out there, and a backhoe out there. We've been carting rock today as we speak, some 75mm rubble to try and get a bit of a road base to be able to get traffic in and out of there. So French Island can be challenging. So yeah, with the quarry being a small quarry, but we have to have extraction license to operate this quarry, so we have to follow what's called a small pit code. And that's a range of environmental issues like weed management, no discharge of any toxic products or anything like that. So we try to use 100% of all the materials that come out of the pit. It is limited. It probably has a life expectancy of about another 10 years, and that will be pretty much it for this site. There are other suitable sites though on French Island. At some stage they may have to be looked at. So I've always kept my eye out for any different coloured materials like gold, for instance, but unfortunately wrong type of rock, but you never can tell. So wishful thinking, one day I might strike it rich here. So we talked earlier about French Island being adapting to what is available to you. So this old screed that we set up here on this steel structure was actually on the island when I sort of thought about setting up this gravel pit and operating it with a crusher and a screed. So we went to a local guy's property. We seen this old bit of equipment with a trailer axle and a tow bar welded to it upside down, and I sort of on a glance knew basically what it was, but the person who had it didn't know what it was, and he said, "What do you think it is?" I said, "Oh, potentially it could be a potato picker. I'm not really sure," but we knew we needed a screen. If I told him what it was, he would have tripled the price. So we tipped it upside down, put a couple of screed mats on it, and that's been there for about 10 years now, working pretty much every day. So yeah, you just got to work with what you got on French Island. Everything's ran by electricity here, but obviously no power grid. So we have a Komatsu 250 kVA genset that helps us operate all this equipment. Even if we need to be able to weld or grind or all that sort of things, we've got to be completely self-sufficient here. And that's one of the biggest challenges, from changing jaw plates to fixing conveyor belts to welding broken things to reinventing some things to make them work better. So you need to be very lateral minded, sort of thinking person. How do I fix this problem? As you can see, the amount of equipment that we have here, we don't just do quarry work, we also do civil earthworks, from fire prevention work for government to dam building to driveways, private driveways, etc, etc. So with the barge as well, plays a key part in our business on French Island. We need to be able to get fuel on, engine parts, all sorts of things, heavy equipment off and on. So just recently we've gone down the path of using our own diesel tanker, a 3,000 litre tanker, to be able to access fuel at a better price, better cost, and being efficient on French Island. I'm Doug. I hope you've enjoyed the little bit of the insight to the French Island Quarry and its history, and all the goings on here that make French Island roads as good as we can get.
Ha ha ha.